Hello, welcome back to the Gonzo Ewok channel. I'm still Ewok. I'm still playing Stellaris. In the last episode, I took this planet, Pog Kultorp or Keytorp, not from these dudes, because these dudes are sort of slave race. Map. Took it from these dudes, these blue dudes. They did have two planets for me to take, including this one, but something must have happened on Epsilon Indy 4 because it depopulated. Utam Jambom, because it depopulated soon after the war began. So I only got one planet out of this war, and I'm currently thinking about what to do with it because I'm over my sector cap. And I still have other potentially colonizable planets with my primary race. But I mean, looking at these guys, they're proles. And that means they are absolutely rubbish at research, but they're good at minerals and food. So what I really need to do is specialize this planet. Specialize this planet so that it deals with minerals and food and very little else. And if I hand that over to the sector AI, it's not going to do that. So I think this episode's going to be a bit of sort of getting my house in order, a bit of micromanagement. Let's just sort stuff out, build the planets up following that war that we just had. Unfortunately, because the races have different habitability preferences, I can't bring any of my primary race onto this planet, which sucks. But what that probably does mean is that I'm going to have to... Oh, the slaves are radicalizing. I'm going to pause it just for a second because I do need to get some very basic things in order after conquering this race. I believe I'm currently set to say that only my primary race can occupy my core world, which isn't going to work if I'm building this planet up because the people on it are my primary race. They'll probably end up leaving if I were to do that. So, species rights, is it in? Let's see if it's in species rights. Set default rights. No, it's not in there. So it must be in policies and edicts. Core world population. Oh, citizens and slaves only. That's fine. Because they're slaves, that means they're allowed to stay. Great. And just to make sure that I've got the species rights set right, they are set to child slavery, which means they are all slaves. That's even better. Okay. So one thing we're going to need is armies. So we've already got armies on there, but they don't seem to be enough to put the unrest down completely. Although they're doing a fair job. And I can't recruit anyone because military service isn't allowed for these guys. I don't think you're allowed to set military service if they're slaves. No, I can have limited military service. So I can produce armies of Valmanacs. And I'm going to need some armies of Valmanacs. So because I'm going to have this mineral heavy planet, that means I can afford to specialise my core sectors a little bit more around research. Which seems like a sensible idea. Let's find out what these science ships are doing. Because I've now got some debris to survey in this system, try and steal some technology from this war that I won. And let's check on all my planets. I don't have a great income because I'm still early game, but I really need to be developing these planets as quickly as I can. That one's nearly full. I'll be able to update that into an administrative centre at some point once I've got enough minerals. So this planet's really quite underdeveloped. Let's turn the game speed up a bit. But I'd rather build mines here because these guys have a bonus. I think my primary race have a bonus to mineral production as well. Not as much. But I've also got great bonuses to minerals from my ethics and civics. Make sure something's built everywhere. Do with a mining network there. I think I've developed a little too quick for my economy. So I've got these 4 planets, but I can't really build them up particularly efficiently because I'm not bringing in enough minerals at the moment. What I really need to do is save up to get some administrative centres. So I'm going to start improving buildings.
Research complete.
Garanthium. Spaceport level 2 would be nice. I need to start pushing towards those better ships as a militaristic empire.
Construction complete. System survey complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Okay, we don't seem to have any population growth here. Oh no, that is a growing pop. It was just difficult to tell there. Put them back on minerals. Why do I want to put them on there? Just because I want to see how it impacts their output. I just realised I'm not bringing in that much food, so I'm probably restricting myself quite a bit in terms of growth, which is just as important as making sure I'm increasing my mining economy, because I need bodies in the mines. So let's get some more food on the go. I'm kind of shying off from building any stations at the moment, because in terms of return on investment, it's much more effective to build structures on your planets. I mean, say the average mine costs 1 to maintain and gets you 3 back just for a basic mine. Whereas if I were to build it here, it would cost more to build, cost more maintenance, and I get 2 back. So if anyone's wondering why I'm not building any orbital stations, that would be why.
Construction complete.
go. It's a big investment there, but I'm building an administration centre on Sandoran Prime. It's starting to become a planet instead of just a colony. I'm very conscious that I could be colonising further. I've got this planet in my borders. I've got this one. Oh, it's been knocked out of my borders by the scum. But yeah, I've got a couple of planets that I could populate. But I'm just a bit nervous about spreading too thin when I'm still building up and my economy is a bit rubbish. Yes, they can colonise. The reason I couldn't build a colony ship when I was looking there is because they don't have a spaceport. Which also reminds me that I need to be building my military up at the same time, so I could do with a second spaceport. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game here because this is the first time in this game and in any of my Let's Plays that I've unlocked an Ascension perk. So when you complete one of these tradition trees, as I have just done for expansion, firstly, fantastic, and you get a finishing effect. So I just took a tradition that reduced frontier outpost upkeep by 50%. Not remotely interested in it because I don't plan on building any frontier outposts, at least not yet. But by finishing the tree, I get 2 additional core systems, which is fantastic because now I'm within my core system allowance, and in fact I've got 1 spare. Brilliant, so I can expand if I want to, and it'll not have as detrimental an impact. But also importantly, when you finish a tradition tree, you get an Ascension perk, one of these slots, and these are quite powerful. So that one, for example, would increase my border range by 25%, technological ascendancy would increase my research speed by 10%, 1 vision gives me ethics attraction to my primary governing ethics, 10% unity output. Mastery of Nature allows me to clear all tile blockers for free and without having to download the tech to do it. Download the tech, research the tech. Imperial Prerogative gives me an extra 5 core systems. That'd be a good one if I wanted to build wide. And you know what, it might be a good one because I probably do want to build wide, but maybe a little premature to get that one. There's others there that I don't have the necessary requirements for, whether it be that I don't have a specific technology or I haven't got an Ascension perk that I have to have first. For example, Synthetic Evolution requires at least 3 more first. That's a cool one. Turns everyone into robots. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of stuff. So out of what I've got, Imperial Prerogative I'm tempted by just to go really wide and get 10 core systems. That would be cool. Because it's a little premature, I'm wondering if 1 vision would be useful. Attracting people towards my ethics. As an authoritarian empire, I'm worried that people might sort of try and split away. 10% research speed would be useful because I'm probably not researching. I'm definitely not researching very effectively at the moment. But then again, do I care? Border range plus 25%. It'll be useful, but probably more useful for a smaller empire. I might take the core sector system ones just because I'm developing in tradition so slowly now because I've got such a comparatively big empire for this stage in the game that it might be a while before it comes along, and I might be at 6 or 7 systems by the next time I get an Ascension perk, so I won't take that one now. So now I'm definitely under my threshold for the amount of systems that I can effectively run. It boosts my economy a little bit. I'm going to save up for a couple of months and then build a spaceport, I think. Because all my worlds are sort of developed where they are. Oh, there we go. So that pop's grown now and he has literally minus 75. Okay, so chattel slaves are useless on research. I thought they would be. So he's got literally a 100% research production. So let's forget that. I missed us researching something, but I would like to research Blue lasers. And build a spaceport. So that's going to increase my navy size a bit. Which is good because by the time the 10 years peace agreement with these guys runs out, which will be in 2026, I need to have a big enough fleet that I can knock out their space station. Two more defense armies on that planet. Because I don't want my assault armies to be tied up there when it comes time to go to war.
Construction complete. System survey complete. Dialogue cleared. Construction complete. Anomaly found.
This planet has 4 pops, so I cannot build a planetary administration on it just yet. The Sandram's planetary administration is just completed, so I can upgrade the buildings there.
Situation log updated.
Ah, Xenos. Oh, but it's okay. They're just floaty, blobby jellyfishes. They're not sentient aliens who I have to worry about conquering just yet. Discovered what appears to be an artificially covered slab of rock covered in writing.
Situation log
Good stuff. Why don't you research it for me, please? And then continue with your surveying. So there's 5 pops here now, so I could build an administration centre here in a couple of months when I've got the finances to do so. And then I can boost the mining output and stuff going on there. A new faction led by Grand Marshal Hasks Vegum call themselves the Audit Society Coalition, pushing hard for an extreme centralisation of political and military power. This disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, blah 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 blah. So we've got a faction now, and that is my empire leader. So he wants, royalism. So that faction want stratified society, so there's some sort of caste system and slavery, so that pleases them by plus 5%. But they're slightly unpleased because they want hereditary rule. They want, at the moment we're a dictatorship, so when the current dictator dies, a new one is elected. But they want that to be changed so that it's a hereditary rule, kind of like an empire or a monarchy or something like that. I could do that for him, I suppose. It's not an impossible ask. Probably shouldn't have done that building because that's just setting me back. Cancel that and then instead this is the administration centre on Pogkitop. Science officer has managed to translate my alien mural. It's a memorial for an extinct alien race. It gets me some science from it. I'm going to focus on food production for now to keep the pops rising. So we've got people who work in the mines. Every planet's building something. Let's get another ship. Research or survey some more systems.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Couple more corvettes. Get up with that fleet cap, or as close as possible. I wonder if I've unlocked any tech to improve my ship designs. And I've still got basic lasers. Ooh, I've got better reactors, which means I can add some more armor, some more deflectors. Relatively minor change. We've got 5 pops on this planet now, so this planet can get a planetary administration as well. And once I've done that, I think I might build another colony, because I've got enough to keep these colonies ticking over and developing at a reasonable pace. So I might go and grab, say, this planet over here. Is that suitable for my primary race? Because I want my primary race on it. Yes, it is. That's suitable for the Kirillians. That way it grabs more space. It's also a very good science planet.
Ships upgraded.
Got ones for that one yet.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
So science building is going to have to start being focused on as well. Oh, I've got so many different things to focus on. Food, minerals, science.
Construction complete.
I can't get too far behind in the scientific game, because if everyone starts wielding destroyers and cruisers and I'm still fecking around with corvettes, then I ain't gonna go very far. You know what, I'm going to colonise this planet before I build that administration centre, or at least set the colonisation process underway.
Research complete.
Robots, I'm not really interested in pursuing robots. I've got slaves, I don't need robots. Coil gun, new piece of weaponry. Could be cool. Engineering facilities, not yet. Get the coil gun. The slaves are slightly reduced in power. 33% power reduction. I say power as in generating energy. And they get 75% reduction in research. I'm just reminding myself, because it's all changed, remember, since the last update. And this is the first time I've been running a slave-based empire since then. So I'm learning as I go. We've got about 5 years until we can go to war again. The economy is floating a little bit better.
System survey complete.
2 months, or a month and a tiny bit actually, and I'll be able to do this last administration centre upgrade, and that can give me a big push towards upgrading the existing buildings that are already there. It's society research that I'm lacking. That's handy, because I've got a guy growing on a society research tile, so I can create a research lab there once I've upgraded this administration centre. I'll maybe time to start focusing on some of these science stations now then.
Construction complete.
Because those planets are starting to get a bit more well developed. Big hit of energy coming, because we're about to build a colony ship. Boom. Oh, they must have close borders with me, so that colony ship has to go the real long way around. That's a real pain. It's dangerous, in fact, because I haven't... I have to put them on passive so they don't run away at the first sign of trouble. I'm going to have to keep an eye on them. Because I haven't surveyed that area, there might be some nasties hanging around. In fact, it's pretty likely there is some nasties hanging around. Just have to hope that they don't jump straight into them.
System survey complete.
Probably a good place to do a survey then.
Research complete.
Our border range has just increased, that's fantastic. And I can get tile blockers is probably a good idea. Let's see what kind of tile blocks we've got. Mostly quicksand belts over here. A couple of sinkholes and quicksand belts here and a mountain range. So get rid of them quicksand belts. Unusual energy readings from that planet, so let's check it out.
Construction complete.
Let's get some research labs built. And to get some mining operations going.
Construction complete.
And we'll build another corvette. Hey, the colony ship's made it.
In progress.
Fantastic. So I've got a new colony underway and my economy is looking a lot healthier than it was when I started. A microsingularity recently went through that planet. So I had to sign bonus to that planet. Well, that's pretty good. It's coming up to around about half an hour, so I'm going to call it there. So I've done alright so far in terms of this episode. I've built my economy up quite a bit. Really put some effort into investing into the planets that are already there. Even a small amount of work on science has boosted the society research in particular quite a bit. The Navy's getting bigger and stronger. And I've just colonised a new planet. Oh, and I managed to increase my sector cap, or my planetary cap, from 3 to 10. So rock and roll, we're looking good. We've got 3 years left before we can declare war on these guys. I'm not sure we're going to be ready to, because there's no way we're going to smash through a 1.5k power station when we've only got 605 in the Armada. But we'll see what we can do about that in terms of both outfitting our ships with the funky new weapons that we're researching, and just getting more ships by increasing our population number and building more shipyards. So come join me next time, we'll do that. We'll see if we get the war started in the next episode, but there'll be a bit more economic building as well. I hope you join me then. Cheers.